At 30,000 feet, there is no place to run, no doors to escape, no help coming in time. One wrong move in the sky can turn a normal flight into a flying coffin. And on this plane, danger is already awake. The story begins inside a commercial airplane. As it prepares for takeoff, passengers settle into their seats, unaware that this flight will never be normal. Among them is a quiet man with sharp eyes and a guarded face. This is the hero of Flight Risk 2, played by Mark Wahlberg. To everyone else, he looks like an ordinary traveler, but in reality, he is on a secret mission that cannot fail. As the plane lifts into the sky, tension slowly builds. The camera moves through the cabin, showing small details that feel wrong. A nervous passenger keeps checking his watch. A flight attendant receives a strange message on a device that should not be there. The hero notices everything, even when nothing has happened. Yet, his instincts tell him this flight is dangerous. Soon, we learn his true purpose. He is escorting a high-value target hidden among the passengers. This person carries information that powerful enemies want at any cost. The plane itself is part of the plan. Once it reaches cruising altitude, there will be no turning back. Minutes after takeoff, the first warning sign appears. The cockpit loses contact with ground control for a few seconds. It comes back, but something feels off. The hero stands slowly, scanning faces. That is when he realizes the truth. This is not one enemy. It is many, and they are already on board. The section ends with a chilling moment. The cabin lights flicker. The plane hits light turbulence, and the hero understands one terrifying fact. This mission was never about landing safely. It was about surviving the flight. The calm inside the plane breaks without warning. A sudden scream echoes from the back row, then silence. Passengers turn their heads, confused and afraid. The hero moves fast, pushing through the narrow aisle as if he already knows where trouble will begin. This is where Flight Risk shifts from tension to pure danger. He reaches the rear cabin and finds a man unconscious, his neck marked with a small injection wound. No gun, no knife, just a quiet attack. This is not panic violence. This is planned. The hero looks up and locks eyes with another passenger, someone who should not be watching so closely. The enemy has revealed himself without speaking a word. As the hero returns to his seat, he realizes the truth. The attackers are scattered across the plane. They are pretending to be families, workers, tourists. Some are sitting calmly. Others are waiting for a signal. The aircraft has become a trap in the sky. Suddenly, the intercom crackles. The pilot's voice sounds tense, almost forced. He claims everything is fine. But the hero knows better. Someone has already reached the cockpit. At the same time, flight attendant secretly slips a note into the hero's hand as she pauses. It contains only 2 words, "They know." Now the pressure increases. The hero must protect the hidden target without exposing himself. Every step risks panic. Every second brings the plane closer to chaos. He makes a choice. He will stop them quietly, one by one, before the real attack begins. The section ends with a powerful moment. The hero grips his seat as turbulence shakes the plane hard. Overhead lights flash red for a second. In that brief darkness, multiple enemies stand up at once. The war at 30,000 feet has officially begun. At this point, the plane is no longer just a place in the sky. It has turned into a trap. The aisles feel tighter, the air heavier. Every sound echoes louder than before. The hero, played by Mark Wahlberg, moves carefully, knowing that danger could come from any seat, any shadow. Suddenly, chaos explodes. One of the hidden enemies makes the first move. A short but brutal fight breaks out between rows of passengers. Seats shake, luggage falls, and screams fill the cabin. The hero takes down the attacker quickly. But the cost is clear. The enemies are no longer hiding. The mission has entered its most violent stage. At the same time, the plane hits heavy turbulence. The lights flash on and off. Oxygen masks drop from the ceiling. Panic spreads as people realize something is terribly wrong. And the cockpit systems begin to fail one by one. Someone has sabotaged the aircraft. This is not just about control of the cabin anymore. It is about keeping the plane in the air. As the hero fights his way toward the source of the damage, memories from his past begin to surface. We learn this is not his first mission gone wrong. He has lost people before. He has made hard choices before. That pain drives him now. He refuses to let history repeat itself. Then comes the hardest moment. He discovers the enemy's real goal. They are not trying to crash the plane right away. They want to use it as leverage, turning hundreds of innocent lives into a threat against the world below. The hero is forced to choose: save the target he was sent to protect, or stop the plan and risk everything else. As alarms scream and the plane drops suddenly, the hero braces himself. The sky outside the windows looks endless and cold, and the truth becomes clear. At 30,000 feet, there are no heroes without sacrifice. The plane is losing altitude fast. Warning alarms echo through the cabin like a heartbeat about to stop. Smoke fills the air, and passengers cling to their seats in fear. The hero pushes forward, injured but focused, knowing this is the last chance to end everything before the sky becomes a grave. Inside the cockpit area, the final enemy is revealed. This was never just about money or power, it was about revenge. The mission, the target, even the plane itself were all pieces of a larger trap. A brutal fight breaks out in the narrow space, every move made harder by shaking metal and failing controls. One mistake could send the aircraft into a deadly dive. As the plane drops lower, the hero makes a painful decision. He chooses the lives of the many over the safety of the mission. With seconds left, he disables the final threat and reroutes control, knowing the cost will follow him forever. The enemy is stopped, but the damage is severe. The pilots fight to stabilize the aircraft. The ground rushes closer. Screams turn into silence as everyone waits for impact. Then, against all odds, the plane levels out just enough to attempt an emergency landing. Tires hit the runway hard, sparks fly, the aircraft slides, then finally stops. Silence fills the cabin. Rescue teams surround the plane as survivors stumble out, shaken but alive. The hero remains inside for a moment, breathing slowly. He looks back at the empty seats, knowing how close they all came to death. This mission ends, but the weight of it never will.